everybody. Welcome back to the subpar Poddy C, which is officially,
unofficially,
the best podcast on the internet. Now, Cole.
Yes, hello, Stumpy Goblin.
Hello, mate. We are recording our podcast once again. Back to it. It's weekly. Back to the weekly podcast. Few days late, admittedly, with this one. Slight anomaly. We accidentally sort of missed 27 months in between episode 2 and now.
I don't feel like that's our fault, though. I feel like time just gets by. You know, we've been doing stuff and
We've
things.
done a lot of stuff.
We've done stuff. We've done things. We've also done more stuff. So between
It's
that,
very true,
I think it's
actually,
fair
yeah.
that we've taken this time off from the podcast.
Yeah, good shout. We're starting again, of course, because we have reached a Patreon goal that we have got set up. $350, the podcast returns. So we're starting it back up. We wanted to do it for a while, but it's just a nice little goal. Thank you to everybody thus far who is supporting us on Patreon. We will read out who has supported us at the end. Everybody above the $20 tier. So thank you so much to all of you. Make sure you listen till the end.
Nice,
Good, isn't it?
Those 12 people are going to be loving it, listening all the way to the end. And
They could skip. They could skip.
I didn't think of that. Shit.
Yeah, shit. All right, we'll see you at the end, lads. So, God, we said that a lot of time has passed.
Yeah.
But what has happened? So the last podcast we did was episode 2, and it was on the 23rd. I like how we stopped after 2. we got the grand distance of 2 podcasts in and thought that was just a bit.
Yeah.
It was the 23rd of August, 2016. It was over 2 years ago.
Rocket League was barely a year old. It was July 7th, 2015, Rocket League. So Rocket League was a year and 1 month barely old.
Yeah, we had one LAN.
God, was it before the second LAN?
Yeah, one LAN. So, what's happened in our lives since the last podcast? The second one, which was on the 23rd of August, 2016.
That's such a long time ago.
That's ridiculous.
Rocket League was barely a year old. It was like a year and 3 weeks old back then. Rocket League was a new game. Rocket League was cool, man. People liked it on the streets. And they're like,
that was a
this cool new
dream.
game. It was hip. It was down with the kids.
I Buy Power had just, let's cast our minds back. I Buy Power had just won season 1. We saw fucking Over Zero's air dribble.
Oh, legend.
That was just 2 weeks earlier. So 3 weeks have just passed. That's the canon. The canon is this is actually back in probably September 2016 we've recorded this.
Weekly, innit?
Yes, weekly podcast.
I mean, I wasn't even that into. I wasn't as into Pro Rocket League back then because I remember the basis of the first ever podcast was that I didn't watch the first LAN because I was away with my mates. I think I was on holiday, and then you were talking me through what happened. That was our story. That was our way of doing things. So I was the person who didn't know about it, and you were sort of feeding me all this info.
And now I still know everything. We've done so much. We've done so much, mate. So at the time. Yeah. Just to give people context, I had... had I started my... No, I hadn't even started working at the bank.
You were post-uni?
This was my gap between uni and working at the bank, where I worked for a year and a half.
God, post-uni's terrible, isn't it? When you graduate from uni and then everything's shit for about a year because all you get is rejection letters. It's a bad time in anybody's life. At least you had me to cheer you up.
Well, I got out... Yeah, it was great. I got out of uni in, what was it, like June or July or something. And I had a job by September. But this was done in that gap. So this was 10 days before I started my job at the bank. So I worked at Barclaycard. And then since that, we have both gone full-time, Cole.
You ripped people off for PPI, didn't you? Your
no,
job?
I literally gave them money. But I gave one person, a single person back, £40,000.
40? Did you get a commission?
No, I don't get commission.
What?
That's not how it works.
I can't believe you sold 40 grand worth of PPI and you didn't even get a penny of it. What is the point?
What did you do? Oh, I got an arts degree. Go on, mate.
I got a first class degree in creative writing.
Is that an art? Is that a BA?
Yeah, it's a BA. BA brackets ons. All right, HONS.
You're special for an ons, mate. Your boy got an ons.
I'm an honourable man. Yeah, so I was full time at my very nice, very cushy, quite well paying office job. You know, it was a respectable thing. I was a technical author which is a software company, is like a technical author is the guy who writes the software manuals and converts the devs' bullshit when they say, oh yeah, of course you need to use the if-else paradigm, and I hear that. And I try and figure out what the fuck they're saying, and then I would put that into English that human beings can understand in as few words as possible. That was my job. As well as copywriting for their website. It was a really good job. And then 2 years after the podcast, early 2018, I left my job there. Yep. 24 months or so. I left my job there, and I've been going full-time at Subpar since, I think I was May that I went full-time at Subpar.
28th of April.
Was it? How'd you know that?
Because it was the date that I also moved, and it was the date of the Gfinity finals.
Wow, what a day.
It was a lot of shit happening that day.
Oh, shit, I remember, yeah, because I finished my thing and I had to go straight to London.
It might have been 27th then, yeah. Maybe the 20...
Yeah.
27th or... No, it was the 28th, because it was the Saturday, because it started later, so I could travel down that morning. Because I remember I got to London late, and then our producer there, she said, where have you been? I said, I'm moving flat. She then told me the next on Twitter a couple weeks later, I thought you were joking. But no, I was literally moving house at that point, and I then went down. So yeah, since that, we've casted some Insomnia events.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what have we done? So you've done I-59 or 58?
Oh, God. Yeah, we're jumping back and forward so much in time at the moment. This is turning into sort of more of a chat about how we are where we are now in general, rather than sort of related to the podcast, but that's fine. So, yeah, I think I did I-59 with Johnny and Gregan. Mm-hmm. That was the first time I'd ever casted in my life, so that was fun.
No, you did it before that, Drunk with Shogun in my bedroom at uni.
Drunk with Shogun in your bedroom once, yeah. And then the second time was at Insomnia. Those guys did the final, though. I wasn't quite ready. But that's where chanting started. That Insomnia is where the Subpar HD / British, I guess, Rocket League way of going to events and chanting and coming up with all this shit about players, getting very drunk on water only.
And beer.
That's where that all started. And cider, because cider's actually nice.
Yeah. Yeah? Okay, so since then we've also done some of the Elite Series. So Gfinity Elite Series, we've casted that. We're currently in the middle of season 4 of the Elite Series.
Good, isn't it?
So in like 2 years' time, when we release episode 4, I wonder what will have happened.
Season 6 of the Elite Series.
Maybe. What? Maybe. We've also got Liquipedia pages.
You're really excited about that, aren't you? I'm pretty sure I've had one since the game came out, pal. So
yeah, but I haven't,
getting on my level. I used to be pro player for Team Rocket. Like, they used to have my Dead Zone and stuff in there. It was B Shadow J, a guy in our community who ran it. I think this was back in the RLCS wiki actually days, rather than Liquipedia at the time. And I basically said to him, mate, if I change my dead zone, have you got to update it on the thing? If I move my camera stiffness up by 0.1, have you got to change that? And he was like, honestly, if you do, then I'll take you off. So I didn't. But that was...
I've got mine on there, mate. I've got my settings on there.
God, is it like ones to avoid? LOL, got you.
No, mate, we have identical settings.
Do we? That's cute.
Yeah, fucking hell. We both copied Bluey or Squishy or whatever.
I fiddle with mine, so mine are probably different now.
Oh, yeah, yours will be shit now.
I'm a right fiddly boy.
Since that... also, we've been to talking about Rocket League now. Back to the Rocket League, lads. We're 10 minutes in. Back to the Rocket League. We've been to Amsterdam, where we went to Season 2 LAN. Obviously, the last episode was just after Season 1, so in the middle, I guess. Been to London in Season 5. And, so right now, should we date it? Should we date the episode? Should we?
What day we're recording?
Should we hold up a newspaper to the camera of when we're?
There's no camera, but you'll have to read a newspaper. What's today's headline? Something without looking. What's today's headline? You can't Google it now. What's the most important thing that's happening in the news today?
There was this is yesterday's headline, I think, or one of them. There was a street outside an embassy, I think, in London. There was a protest sign put up, and they called it Khashoggi Avenue or something.
Khashoggi?
For the journalist who was murdered.
Ooh.
Yeah, not very nice stuff.
God,
but
the world's shit, isn't it?
Is that the headline? Should I Google? I'm just going to Google headline.
I reckon it might be to do with the London stabbing that was about a week ago. Some mate, he got stabbed.
A week ago?
Very nice. 3 days ago?
Well, I'm going to look at the Sun headline. I'm going to see what the biggest thing on the Sun is.
Oh, big tits are big.
No, there it is. I've got it. Where is he? Judge blasts aunt for missing 62 million divorce hearing to walk dog with new lover.
To be fair, the thought of an ant walking a dog is is worth £62 million to me.
Judge blasts and what a
With
headline.
salt.
With a little salt shotgun.
Ah.
So, Cole, I briefly went back and looked at the episode 2 and saw what was going on, what we were talking about, to see that sort of time capsule of what was going on in sort of the world of gaming, the world of Rocket League. I've made a couple notes about them. We both got the doc open.
I'm purposely not looking. Can you tell me? So you tracked what we talked about in episode 2, is that correct?
2 in it, yeah. I sort of skipped through and found some fun bits and bobs.
If you give me the sort of the headline of what we were discussing, I'll try and see if I can remember the context. All right, because my memory's bad. I don't have one. So if you give me something, I'll be like, oh, we were talking about this. I'm gonna see if I get any points.
Right. Okay. This first point you can't really do that with.
Go on.
It's just sort of a comment, really. Okay. Well, we spoke about how prevalent zombies and stuff were in games, and we were saying just how much there was obviously Call of Duty and whatever. People were adding zombies into every game that they could, and sort of chucking that into every genre. And then we were talking about Rocket League potentially getting a zombies mode. Not seriously.
Oh, right. I was going to say, I didn't realise that
one. But one thing that's quite fun to think back about is Battle Royale was not a thing.
Fortnite wasn't a thing.
Fortnite didn't exist. Now, it seems mental to say that. I feel very millennial saying that. But Fortnite did not exist. The cultural phenomenon of Battle Royale genres just weren't a thing. Like, Call of Duty weren't thinking, let's chuck in a bloody Battle Royale mode.
Well, the Fortnite game was originally Save the World, right? The zombies mode came before the Battle Royale mode.
I suppose so, yeah. It's the perfect game. Fortnite it had zombies and then it had Battle Royale. It's the perfect game.
So what could the next trend be that Fortnite will follow? If everyone starts doing like, I don't know, like ship battles, then Fortnite will include a ship battle mode.
Okay, so thing is, imagine if we did this like 2 years ago and we predicted Battle Royale genre.
Wow, yeah, there's this PUBG thing by some dev that no one's ever heard of. I reckon that's going to blow up.
Lol. Okay, so should we predict about what's going to be the next big sort of shoehorny thing?
Okay, so it has to be something that other genres of games can include using their current mechanics.
Something to do with a shooter, surely, right?
I think flying. I think shooting and flying. FPSs where you're literally flying around like Superman.
Okay. I mean, I'm still waiting for a good Iron Man game, personally.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. They had some good games. They had like an okay one back on the 360. But
I'd
go back to it.
What are the mechanics like?
It's fucking shit.
What did you do?
You was just sort of Iron Man in Iron Man 1 going around sort of Middle Eastern villages blowing up tanks.
Tanks or foreign people as well?
Yeah.
Yes, to both.
Like both, really.
Yeah.
He wasn't a good guy, really.
Presumably there are foreign people in the tanks, so it's fine.
Well, I think, because obviously we've had the Batman games, so all your Arkham series, they have done real well. Spider-Man came out, how long ago was that? A few weeks ago? About a month and a half or something?
Month and a half, I think 2 months. You went mental for that when it came out. You were mad for it.
I literally bought a PS4 for it.
Really?
Yeah, it was good.
God, that's a big commitment, isn't it? Sorry, that sort of comment blew over me, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's a lot of money on one game.
I spent 250 quid to play Spider-Man.
Wow.
Fucking good, though. Do not regret it.
And now you've got your PS4 for...
And now I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2, because that has recently been released. We never said the date, by the way. We sort of came up with...
November.
5th of November, yeah?
Yeah, remember.
Remember what?
5th of November.
Why?
Poppy Day, innit?
Poppy Day. I personally wear a purple poppy or a white poppy. Do you know why?
I don't. Why? Do you actually?
So, yeah. Well, I wore a red one on Gfinity. I did ask her if they had any white ones, and they didn't because I hadn't bought any. But I was like, that's fine. Basically, white ones, they still are commemorative. Everybody who's died in war, and you realise it's a pretty shit thing to have happened. So this is to pour one out for all the homies who died in World War II. But it also is a symbol of peace, saying we shouldn't keep up with all the fighting.
What does purple mean? Purple
is for the animals that died in war. So all your horses and your dogs and stuff.
So it's like Peter? How do you say that?
Peter.
Are they like, wear the purple one because humans don't matter, but
no, because
some horse that would be dead anyway does. Yeah, they are mental, aren't they?
Yeah, they're horrendous. Fuck Peter.
Welcome to the fuck Peter section.
The puck feeder.
The puck feeder. The puck feeder section of the podcast.
That sounds like a Greek dish.
Oh, puck feeder.
I'd eat that. Yeah, puck feeder with the side of baklava.
Or pug feeder, and you eat like little pug paws, because pugs are sad anyway, aren't they?
Pugs are bad and sad.
Yeah, it's a shame.
That's the only thing that I agree with Peter killing.
Yeah. I go around and do it myself, mate.
You stamp on a pug. Make it into a slipper. Insta slipper. So my thought for what's going to be the next thing coming into games. I reckon we'll see a huge boom in superhero games. So you said about flying and shooting.
Yeah, we're on the same page. This is cool.
I think general like superhero-ness, because people have seen how well Spider-Man and that goes down. And finally, we're at a point in time where we can have good superhero games. They shouldn't be movie adaptation games, but superhero games would be great.
Can they work multiplayer? Because in this day and age, most people are after multiplayer rather than a single-player experience. There are outliers, so Red Dead Redemption you mentioned.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, I don't think either of those have got any sort of multiplayer.
They do not.
So, but more often than not, people are... I personally, I'm the same. I'm much more into multiplayer than single-player.
Okay.
Single-player doesn't do too much for me. So how would you have multiplayer in a superhero game? Would it be first-person shooter mechanics, except instead of shooting a gun, you're going pow with your hand and... doing a fist.
There was a Batman or Joker type game where you'd run around and you were like sort of super villains and superheroes fighting against each other.
Right.
Oh God, what was that game called? That was on.
Let us know in the comments.
Please do comment, of course. Unless you're listening on Spotify, which this will be on there at some point. At which point, tweet us, lol. I can't remember what it was called now. Bloody good game though. I'll give him that much. But I'd like for it to be a case of you have your normal like big bad game with your Spider-Man whatever swinging about, and then you go into your multiplayer, and then you make your own superhero.
Okay, so there's a lot of customization.
Yeah, I'd like if it was a thing of it asks you questions about your backstory, right? And then that determines what powers you get.
And it determines how gravelly your voice is. Like if your backstory is like, my mum was a really kind lady. She used to make us pies every night and we'd eat them, but not too many so we wouldn't get fat.
Hi, I'm Jason, the superhero. I have a lovely mum. They call me Mama's Boy.
Mama's Boy to the rescue!
He flings pies at people and nice bottles of Pims. None of that Aldi shit. So yeah, I think it'd be a case of you have your superhero game and then you go into maybe say it's a Spider-Man thing. You have a Spider-Man Academy. And that's the online section, and you then have to train up, and then you go into doing sort of online shooters, and you level up, and you get sort of new classes, and you can then have 5 loadouts of 5 different superheroes. So one is the Green Goblin, or something like that, so you can fly over people's tripwires that is set down by another class.
Ah, okay, so it's like perks. So using the Call of Duty formula thing, because that's now had zombies and battle royale as well. If that were to do this next big sort of cliche of gaming, the superhero thing, instead of perks, you'd have you'd have powers instead of perks. Yeah. So one of them could be that you can fly for 30 seconds. So the map then becomes, in the same way that Rocket League isn't played on the ground, it's played all over the pitch.
It's got verticality.
Call of Duty, Call of Duty would be the same. It would have verticality, so every now and then people would be flying around. That would be a bastard to balance.
It would be, hey, I'm the designer here. I am not the poor developer that has to stay up all night figuring out how the fuck to make Green Goblin get on the ground more.
It's always something really random that's overpowered, though. It's always something nothing expects. In Modern Warfare 2, it was the dual shotguns. No one could have predicted that.
Yeah, the models,
in this, it'll probably be the superpower that, I don't know, you can control dairy. That one is he's got the dairy power. What a cheap
he just curdles their stomachs. This is horrible. Okay, so I reckon it'll be some superhero-iness, and you reckon it'll be sort of flying.
So we're on the same...
Yeah, similar wavelengths. Okay, another point I was going to make was, we discussed, we were very happy. We were saying, oh my god, Rocket League has hit 20 million players at the time. So you were very pleased, because obviously SARP had dick all,
20.
Right?
Get rid of the million, and you're about there, yeah.
Perfect. Now, it is over 50 million. So we're at 2.5 times that amount since 2 years ago. Thanks, man.
It's going alright then, Rocket League, isn't it? Yeah, so it's no longer, we joked at the top of this podcast about how it wasn't the hip, trendy game that the kids are playing anymore. But it certainly seems to still be reaching new people, reaching a new audience. I wonder how many, by the way, of the people that hadn't played the game yet, of those new 30 million, should I say? So we had 20 million, we've now got 50. I wonder if any of those 30 million are now pros or at least bubble players that we look up to and like, he's a good player. I wonder.
That would be very interesting.
Who's the best of those 30 million?
So who's the best current player who didn't play it by that point the podcast
by
came
23rd of August 2016, yes.
Well, we've got a little bit of history about certain players. Of where they were at the time this podcast came out. But that's a feature for later, mate. Don't worry.
Oh, is that for later? Is it?
That's for later. Okay.
So now all of those $20 Patreon people, they can't skip to the end just yet because they want to hear us guess where, I don't know, Cooksey was or something. Tell
you what would be funny is if we thanked all the Patreon guys now.
And they'd think we'd forgotten. They'd go in the comments and say you forgot.
And then everybody in the comments would reply saying, "No, you dickhead." They said it at 22 minutes 30 or whatever.
Do you want to actually do this, or are we gonna?
Nah, leave it to the end. They've literally given us money, so.
Mate, I'm just literally clicking through my tabs, thinking, where are they?
No, let's treat them well. Let's treat them well.
So Stumpy, can I just say, by the way, we were going through what we've done since the podcast was a thing. Yeah. There's a huge thing that we haven't mentioned. I'll give you a clue. We record it once a week.
Okay.
And
podcast.
It's broadcast. No, not quite. And it's broadcast 5 times a week. Do you want to do the big reveal of what that could be for anyone on our YouTube who hasn't heard from us for a couple of years?
We are cam girls.
And
we also have a literal actual TV show.
Wow.
How the fuck has that happened? That's a great point. Good shout.
That is a great point, yeah.
How have we got ourselves a TV show?
How have we forgotten as well? God.
I said about fucking Wikipedia pages.
Yeah, you did. Carson Insomnias, what the fuck are they? We've got the Daily Download, bitches. So the Daily Download, everybody, on Jinx Esports TV, every weekday, should I say, at 6 PM UK time. Stumpy Goblin and I discuss
in the UK.
Gaming, gamers, and the esports ecosphere. Well, it's broadcast in a lot of places around the world. I know that...
it's like 50 countries?
Yeah, I know that in Africa, they don't have as good internet, but they really like their esports. So Jinx TV is sort of one of the main ports of call for esports there. So it's pretty big over there. And in the UK, it's on Sky. They also broadcast it on Twitch every single day at 6 PM UK time. And I love our little show. It's low budget.
Nice little show.
We have the producers are shite, but it's great.
Well, I was looking through the Wikipedia page for Jinx TV for this episode of the podcast. And I saw that it had production. So I went down there, and it's got like the first hour. And it has like a big old synopsis about that show, saying about the talent that work on it. Yeah. It's got the dojo. It's got 101. And then it has daily download, and it just says Stumpy space Goblin.
Stumpy Goblin.
You can check this right now. If nobody's changed it, on Wikipedia, on Jinx Esports TV page, it literally just says Stumpy space Goblin.
Stumpy Goblin.
It's not even... That's not even correct. It's just such a weird thing. I don't know, because somebody has gone to the effort of putting that on the page.
Can you track who edited it? You can do that. There is a way to do that. I don't know if you need like Wikipedia Pro or something, but you can see who made each change through history.
Maybe.
At least their IP address. Then we can DDoS them, the pricks.
Let's not DDoS the prick who did that, because they've ultimately put my name on there. The thing is, they got to that point and got bored and just didn't carry on.
Didn't say what the show was about.
No.
Didn't say what 50% of the hosts, were up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing is, my name wasn't even like a red link. It just wasn't even hyperlinked. I had nothing going on. No hyperlinkage.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe, mate. By Poddy C number 4.
Yeah.
We'll have Wikipedia pages.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, because you've murdered someone and gone to prison and you're infamous.
Why is mine an infamy page?
I don't know, because...
I'd look fucking handsome in a headshot, though.
There was a picture that you posted from the Gfinity Elite series, right? That you posted it in our Facebook chat. I'll see if we can remember to put a link to this in the description. And you shared it in our Facebook, and I literally was like, damn, when I saw it. You looked good. You were leaning on a balcony. Yeah. You looked fucking hot, man. I'm going to say it. You looked sexy as fuck, and I busted one out to it.
Sorry? What was that last bit?
You looked sexy as fuck.
And what after that?
I looked at it.
Okay, and you cummed, yeah?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I forgot I said that. Yeah, in my hands.
Legend. It's like your messy pancake battered hands. Yeah, no, it was a good picture because I was holding a pen. What I liked, I had props, right? I was holding a pen in one hand and I had a sheet of paper in the other.
Oh,
it's like I was leaning like I was mid-work. It was good. That is a good picture. I was very happy with that.
Mate, that's got to be like a Twitter picture or a... Have you uploaded it to Facebook?
I loaded it to Twitter. I can whack it on Facebook, though.
Yeah, do it. I'll give it a ha-ha. I'm going to open it up with a ha-ha.
Harsh. Ha-harsh.
There were no Facebook reacts in 2016, mate, just so you know.
Did they not?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. I think it was just liking. There was probably individual comment liking, but I don't think there was like angry and happy and stuff.
When did Facebook add reactions?
Let me guess. I'm going to guess. Are you Googling it now?
Yes, I am. I think I've got it.
Okay, I think that Facebook added reacts other than likes in 2017, and I think it was September.
So you reckon they've been round for just over a year?
Just over a year, yeah.
No, they predated the podcast.
What? They were before the podcast?
Yeah, February 24th. They were rolled out globally, 2016.
God, so they were hot news then when we recorded the last podcast episode.
They were hot news. They were already 6 months late then, yeah.
And now we're discussing them 33 months late.
Hey, don't say that we're ever late to anything. We get there eventually. I can't wait to discuss fucking, I don't know, Blackout
Nazis.
Or whatever. All Nazis. Same thing, Call of Duty. Okay, yeah, so Rocket League has hit 50 million. Happy days. Well done.
Congrats.
There. Well done there, Rocket League. We also said in the podcast, Cole, which I think is quite funny, you were making a big point of saying we've been quite slow on content.
Oh no, I didn't make a promise about content, did I?
You said, yeah, sorry guys, we've been really slow on content recently. We're going to make sure to pick that up. Me and Stumpy are working through this now. Can I just add that about a month later, I then left Subpark, so I had a job. So
it's your fault.
Definitely.
That was when we had Running on Empty, wasn't it?
God, maybe,
our side
yeah.
bitch channel.
That was a good channel, that.
That was good. That was good stuff.
I actually edited stuff.
You did. You were good. I whipped you into it. But you got there eventually.
You did. God, I was doing that alongside full-time. Fucking hell. I was trying hard, wasn't I? That's a bit much.
No, I think that was before you got a job. I think Running on Empty, because I was at work and you were editing at home, like, you know, making the tea and the dinner. That was your job.
That sounds right, yeah. God.
I outsourced. I delegated like a good boss.
I got delegation. For no money as well. Christ, I've changed. Yeah, so you said we'd commit, I've got a quote here. We commit to doing something scripted every other week.
God, that's ambitious.
That is so much content.
Fuck my
And you
face.
also, I thought at the time you might be thinking, oh, we could do like a little skit or whatever. You said like a tutorial or something. And I thought, like a tutorial? Every other week for a tutorial? They take months.
There's not that much content in the world. You know, Rocket League's quite a simple game. There's not that much to talk about.
No, exactly. I think we've exhausted everything that we could right now.
Every avenue of Rocket League, yeah.
So yeah, you promised something scripted every other week.
We've hit that though, right?
It's taken 27 months for episode 3 of a podcast.
Yeah, but this isn't scripted.
You skipped ahead. Okay, no, it is not scripted. Very good point. The two bits of paper I picked up, by the way.
Go on.
So I scrambled to get something. One of them is a Spider-Man print. So it's something that I need to frame. And one of them is a note with a picture of me on it that my girlfriend drew with me holding a cup of tea, and it says, "Enjoy your tea."
Oh,
which is quite.
Did you have a girlfriend in 23rd of August 2016?
No, I didn't. I had not met Charlotte. So we've been with our girlfriends for nearly 2 years, right?
I think you're about 2. I'm about a year and a half.
Yeah, so mine will be 3 months' time. Yeah, because it's the 11th of Feb. Because my birthday's on the 12th.
I can't believe you know that, you loser.
Because my birthday's on the 12th of Feb, and I literally said I am not sharing my birthday with our anniversary.
That's
so either we get together today or the next day, like following my birthday.
Yeah.
Now then, I was like, deal. I didn't know that she existed. You didn't know Linnea existed either.
Oh no, I did. I was watching her for a few years before I finally made my move.
Legend. That's a real romantic move. That's a proper
Yeah.
rom-com move.
As has been discussed, it's romantic if they reciprocate. You know, I sort of, I wrote her a song and I bought her 58 roses and I camped outside of her house for 4 days until she eventually came out. And then we made sweet, sweet love. Had she not made sweet, sweet love with me, I might have been done for stalking, but it's fine.
Thankfully, she set her standards low enough that anything that you did at that point, she was in for, right?
She'd given up. You know, she'd given up, and that's when Cool Cole swoops in.
Yeah, that's the one, mate. You get them when they're low. So after we promised all of that, obviously lovely content, that's not gone to plan, but that's fine. Right?
We've got some good content. We've got the defensive tutorial of Gregan, brilliant, by the way. We've got the passing tutorial with Gregan, brilliant, by the way.
Had the 3 million hit subpar tutorial even been released yet?
I'm going to say yes, definitely. I'm confident that had been. Surely.
Yeah, I knew it was December 23rd at one point, 1 year. Okay, yeah.
2015, was it?
2016.
Oh, so it hadn't then?
So, yeah, no, it hadn't gone out yet.
Wow. Well, there you go, then. There's your weekly fucking content. 3 million views. That'll do for a few years. Won't it leave me alone, guys? Come on.
Do you remember like a few months ago when that hit 3 million, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what it's on now?
3.1 million?
3.15 million.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's got 152,000 views since we were excited.
So yeah, I think I'd rather have those 105,000 views or whatever it is sort of shared out between all of our other lovely content that we tried getting out. You know, all of our unscripted stuff. But we'll take it.
And weekly content.
We tried. We tried so hard. We tried so hard.
Episode 2 of the podcast, Carl.
Oh, God. We're going back to this, aren't we? Yeah, go on.
It was also the dawn of a quote that has haunted me.
What, the one that you got arrested for?
Not that one, another one.
Oh, okay.
It was when I tried to explain that a lemon is a backwards orange.
Yeah, I remember that one. Which you've told me lots of times does make sense. And I've had people in Twitch chat saying, yeah, I know what he means. But equally, makes you sound like a fucking idiot.
So I was talking about it. I think it doesn't make sense why I even said it originally. It just sort of popped up, right?
Originally.
Nice. And I then said about it. And you said, you sort of had a break. And you said, really sorry, mate, but what the fuck are you talking about?
Did you just talk yourself into a corner and then try and back out of it with backwards oranges?
I couldn't. And my brain is breaking again because I can't understand it. I looked at the comments. Gregan was there, obviously.
Right.
Our good friend Michael Ellis. And he said, I enjoyed when Stumpy tried to explain the lemon is an optical isomer of an orange.
There you go. That's what I've heard people say. But equally, I'm going to stick with that. You're an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Respect,
I'd love to give you it and say you were talking about optical isomers, but I think you heard it in passing, and then you stored it as fact
it's
in
on
your
QI.
head. Was it?
Yeah, it was on QI. It was a proper
What was their wording? What was their wording?
Lemon is like a backwards orange. It's what Stephen Fry said. Which is now Sandy Toxvig.
Yeah.
QI's changed as well.
God, the world's worse, isn't it?
They've gone from one gay to another.
And Trump.
God! Trump wasn't even a thing.
He wasn't even a thing. He didn't matter. But he was the you're fired man, not the your world is fucked man.
So, wait, no, because when did that all start with Trump? Let's go to his Wikipedia page.
2017, I think. Early 2017.
Nah, I think was it 27? Was it like January 2017 or something? That
it might have been, yeah.
Business career. Skip past all of those bankruptcies.
Oh, don't talk about career.
Okay, so on June 16th, 2015, Trump announced his candidacy for the president. Right?
Imagine, that's funny.
And we were all laughing.
Yeah.
Right. By March 2016, he became poised to win the Republican nomination. So when he was going to go ahead and lead the Republican Party and be their candidate to get in.
Yeah.
After that, he began campaigning against Hillary Clinton mid-2016.
Oh, that's about where we're at. That's just before, yeah.
Okay, and then the closest date I can find to this is he accepted the Republican nomination in September 2016. and he faced off against Clinton in their first presidential debate. So this is post-podcast.
God.
So we had no idea the shitstorm that was about to happen.
We had September 2016. That's about a week after, because the recording was 23rd of August 2016.
It would have been. It's about a month.
About a month after.
With the dates. Yeah.
That was a good month. The sun shone, but not in a sort of weird world is doomed way. It shone in a sort of happy, the homeless people are warm and smiling, and I've got an ice cream. And
fake news wasn't a thing.
No, it wasn't. Wow.
God.
And Brexit.
God, Brexit! When was it? I'm just Googling weird political things that have happened since. Is there a wiki page for Brexit? There is.
Is there a wiki page for things that have happened since 23rd of August 2016? Because that would make our job so much easier.
Okay, what has happened since August 2016? Let's see what this comes up with. 10 most significant world events in 2016.
That's an idea for a website, things that have happened since. I think it would only ever be used in very specific circumstances, such as this one. Or, actually, no, like, oh, your kid's 4 years old. Let's see what happened 4 years ago and see what's happened since then. I think this website could work.
I have seen... Oh, yikes. Oh, yikes. Okay,
Bad thing?
a little bit. So, I've got the Wikipedia page open for August 23rd, 2016. So, do you want to see what happened then?
On that day?
On that day, on the very day that we released the podcast, we would record.
Are we one of the bullet points? Is our podcast one of the bullet points?
It is actually, yeah.
Hey.
We made it. Okay, so in the section named Armed Conflicts and Attacks, there was... Ooh. Yeah, I know. Very exciting. Let's get a jingle for that. Cole, go.
Armed Conflicts and Attacks.
Boko Haram insurgency. So, in a raid on Boko Haram's Islamist northeast heartland, Nigeria's Air Force kills senior militants and possibly fatally wounds their leader, Abu Bakr Shekau.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Boko Haram aren't great, I believe. I think they're the bad guys. God, what if they're the good guys?
No. Oh, no, mate. All of Twitter that
Boko
gets...
Haram.
All of Twitter that reads...
Oh, thank God, no. It's fine. They're
bad.
They're ISIS.
Oh, thank God they're ISIS.
Thank God they're ISIS. Bong. A US service member becomes first US military combat casualty in Afghanistan since January 2016 when he was killed by an IED. After that, there was an explosion in Thailand.
That's not good.
I'll give you a choice of the upcoming sections. Arts and culture, business and economy, health, and the health one does intrigue me, by the way. I just want to get that out there. International relations, law and crime, politics and elections. That's also an interesting one. And sports.
Arts and culture.
The one that I had, I didn't even skim. I didn't think you'd pick it. I'm going to be honest.
Mate, I love art. I love Hearst.
It's quite a weird one.
Hearst.
Philippine officials believe they may have recovered biggest natural giant clam pearl in the world, weighing 34 kilograms.
Jeez, that's a big old pearl, isn't it?
That's a third of me.
That's a cheeky pearl.
That's a massive pearl.
That's like your legs in pearl form.
If confirmed, I hope it is at this point.
Yeah, we'll never know, right?
It will beat the current record holder, which weighs 6.4 kilograms. That blows it out the
like
fucking
3 times.
water.
That's 4 times. Nice pun, because, yeah.
I didn't even think that.
You're so clever. That's like 4 times it, isn't it?
6, 12. No, it's more than that. 6 times. 6 times 6
How heavy was it? 36, was it?
34, but yeah.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I was thinking 20. Okay, yeah, blimey. That's chunky.
That's a big old pearl, that.
When it's that big, is it... If I have a 1 kilo pearl that's shiny and nice and, well made... and you have a 2 kilo pearl that's shiny and nice and well made, is yours worth double? Is it that simple?
I don't think it's linear. I think it's probably like a base amount that a pearl is worth.
Right.
And then after that, if mine's a bit bigger, it's probably like 1.3 times as much or whatever.
Okay.
Because this, by the way, the 34 kilogram pearl is fucking ugly.
I bet it's all chunky and
it looks like when
unpolished.
you get a few crunch nut clusters that are sort of stuck together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like sort of awkwardly big. It's like that but smoothed out a bit.
Or when you sort of look down at your hand and you haven't sort of washed in a few months and it sort of gets like, not a mushroom, but sort of like a pustule in the centre of your palm. You know that?
Yeah. The BBC, by the way, at the forefront of all of this great news. Things that weigh about as much as that pearl.
For fuck's sake.
It's got a top 3.
Let me guess. I think a pony fetus.
You would have thought that the BBC would have written the words, a pony fetus.
Well, it might be a horse fetus. I don't know if it's technically a pony fetus or a horse fetus, but yes, definitely.
No, so the first one is an Afghan hound. So the dog.
Okay, like a dog, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. The one in the picture is wearing a small red coat for some reason.
That's cute. I think second will be 16.5 litres of water.
Do you know how much 1 metre by 1 metre by 1 metre cubed water weighs?
Litre.
Yeah, litre, yeah.
Oh, no, I don't.
No, metre, sorry. No, so 1 by 1 by 1 metre cube of water.
Water's heavy, isn't it? It's like half a ton or something crazy.
It weighs 1 ton.
Ah, there you go. Nice.
Yeah, so it's very easily to sort of weigh at that point, you know?
So it's probably more. The amount of water I said, which I can't remember, is probably
16
more than...
litres, which I think is more than 30 kilo. I don't know.
Mate, I could be dead on for all you know. But we're not guessing if I'm right. We're finding out if BBC have said if I'm right. So have BBC said it?
No, they said it was an Olympic gymnast named Asuka Teramoto.
Okay.
Who weighed 37 kilograms in Rio.
Wow. And then one more chance have I got.
The London 2012 Olympics hadn't happened at that point.
I've got one more chance. I've got one more guess.
Okay.
A child's head.
Bear in mind, all of these have got associated pictures, and you think a child's head weighs as much as a Japanese gymnast.
I didn't think that I could use her as a scale as well.
You could use her and a dog as your scale.
I feel like I've got to stick to my answer, mate. I'm going to stick with a massive fuck off child's head. You know when you see those sort of pictures in world record books, like fattest child, and it's actually quite sad because they've clearly been abused.
They're banned
but also,
them now.
It's like, look at the fact, fat children?
Yeah, no, like from record books, you can't have like weighs the most whatever like that.
Really?
Because it then leads to like self-abuse and whatever.
Yeah.
Like you also can't have killing sprees and stuff because people will try and beat it for the certificate.
God. Yeah. So what's the final one then? Not a child's head, I presume.
A really big cheese. So a wheel of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese normally weighs about 38 kilograms. Now, Cole, can you tell me what type of cheese Parmigiano Reggiano is?
Italian.
No, like what type of cheese? Not just Italian.
From Europe.
No.
Is it it's like Parmesan, right?
It is.
Yeah. So it actually is Italian as well.
Good shit, brother. Yeah, but that's
Thanks,
not...
mate.
Don't try and get that point. So it is also Italian, is it, you fuck?
And thus European. I take those 3 points and I'll be on my way.
3 points for one question. You've done well out of that.
That brings me to 3 out of 3, right?
Yeah, you've done well there. Good stuff. Whee!
Meaning that it's also as much as a child's head, 16 litres of water.
And whatever the first one was.
Fuck if I can remember, pal.
That's the worst thing. So me and Cole don't have memories.
No,
so
we don't.
We laughed at the time. We enjoyed Cole's joke. But I don't know what it was.
I can't remember. I can't wait to listen to this back and hear.
Yeah, when you edit this. Because this is going to be like... Let's probably, what, 3 minutes ago? You said that?
Yeah.
Don't remember at all. I couldn't even fathom a guess.
It's gone. It's really gone.
It's gone. It's just... I'm really trying quite hard now to remember. But nope. That bad boy has slipped.
It makes casting really tricky for us, doesn't it? Casting is difficult. Like it's all right when it's like the full-on teams. Like flip side against PSG. As soon as I know that PSG are in blue, I can sort of gauge that these players are blue and these players are orange. When it's teams that I've not seen before, I am constantly looking down at the team names. They don't lock in. I always have to go, that's a great pass from the man on the team besieged, on team besieged. I'm always looking down to check.
Why was that the first word you thought of?
I don't know, cool team name, all right? Besieged.
It's called Besiege. Besieged. I like that. So my final point that I've got in topics in previous podcast on our document.
Okay. Right.
It just says Blackpool is shit. Now, do you remember the context behind this? Because if I just saw that, I would not remember the context. But we had a 5 to 10 minute discussion.
About how shit Blackpool was?
Yeah.
Was it something to do with football? They've got mental owners.
Nope. Did they have mental owners in 2016, though?
I think they've had mental owners for a while, yeah.
That's a shame.
The Oystons? Something like that. The Oystons. Go on then, what's the answer? Why is Blackpool so objectively... I trust us. I trust 2016, you and me, to have got this right. I'm firmly now of the belief that Blackpool is shit. Now, Stumpy Goblin, tell me why.
So somebody asked us a question saying, I'm going to go on holiday. And they were picking, I think, between going to like an insomnia and coming to England at another point. And then we're going to go to Blackpool. And we agreed and said, Blackpool is shit. don't bother going because there's no point.
Yeah.
Instead, I recommended going to a place called Cleveley's, which is where my friends live.
Is that a shop?
No, Cleveley's. It's by a place called like Pontipin or something.
Pontypandy.
Not Pontypandy. What's that though? I know what that is.
That's Little Britain. And the only gay in this village, Pontypandy.
So yeah, we basically said don't go to Blackpool because it is shit. Instead, and I can confirm that guy actually came to Insomnia.
Who was it?
It was Mojo.
Oh, hello Mojo. Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can we bring that back for episode 4, by the way? I forgot about the advice section.
What if people have any of their issues? We don't have an email to people to send stuff to at the moment, like an advice one.
We'll figure something out.
Okay. I like that idea as a feature, though. It's always a fun feature. So if you cast your mind back to 2016 Rocket League, everyone was trash, right?
I mean, as I said earlier, so that was a period that I wasn't as into Rocket League esports as I am now, believe it or not. So I wasn't always mad into it. I actually dipped out of it a bit and then came back into it. Yeah. But yes, I have heard reports from 2016 that everybody was shit. No one could defend the bloody backboard. Yeah,
not at all. That's why Northern Gaming actually won in Season 3, because no one could fucking defend it. It took them, by the way, 2 more seasons after the one we've just seen in 2016 for anyone to realise to defend the fucking backboard.
Really?
Yeah, because Flipside won Season 2. Nobody was on the backboard at that point. And it's also in Northern Gaming. Northern Gaming were in the scene.
Northern Gaming.
Which they no longer are.
Rip.
So, the team that is been dominating Rocket League is Dignitas, of course.
Dignitas.
And Cole, I have got a few stats of where they were at the time.
Ooh, okay.
It's sort of like where are they now, but it was where were they then?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Where were they then? So, Panda, Violent Panda, as we all know him, he is loved in the Rocket League community. And he has won, at this point, 2 world championships.
Wow.
Okay, he's done well out of it. He's done pretty good. Teamed up with Turbo and K-Dop, of course.
Okay.
At the time, now I would like for you to be very honest in telling me, he was on a team called the Three Musketeers. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Does it actually?
The name rings a bell, yeah. The name.
It does for
me
as well.
Tell you who it is.
I didn't know if it did. If it was like a thing, if it was just such a standard name for things.
Who was the guy that Doomsy had his big book of someone's achievements?
Vogan on the Flying Dutchman.
I want to say Vogan.
I don't think it was from what I looked at earlier, but I'll just double check.
Okay, that's what the back part of my brain is telling me, that maybe Vogan was on the Three Musketeers. But yes, no, I can truly say that name does ring a bell. But that's all I can offer.
Whoa! I've just seen a player that was on there. Burrito B was on that team.
What, the Three Musketeers?
In 2015, yeah. So before Panda.
Interesting.
That's cool. No, it was Mistake and Ryuk. I reckon that's the name Ryuk.
I might only know of that because it's like a Tekken character and not actually know it from Rocket League, though.
Oh, maybe. Well, they had the total earning of $583 at that point.
Wow.
I know. And Panda now has earned $143,000.
God, that's quite a bit, isn't it?
He's done well,
and he's still going extinct.
He's still going extinct, unfortunately.
God.
Okay, he was actually between 2 teams. He was between the Three Musketeers and Willy Wonka Poodles.
That does not ring a bell. There are no bells being rung. Not even those little ones that you ting together, you push down. You know the ones? Like...
Oh, yeah, I know the ones. So yeah, he was also on Willy Wonka Poodles, along with, by the way, fucking Devo.
Oh, okay.
And Sicky.
That'd be a cool team, that. Panda, Devo, and Sicky. So you'd have Panda being sort of good, Devo being creative, and Sicky being dropped.
Harsh.
Sorry, Sicky.
So, other than that, we then got K-Dop. Now, this is a team that we know. He was on Precision Z.
The name rings a bell again, yep.
Yeah, with Skyline and Sicky. So, K-Dop and Panda shared a team at one point with Sicky, but not at the same time, of course.
Do you reckon Sicky introduced them? It was like, guys, hey, K-Dop and Panda. K-Dop, Panda, and Sicky, we're going to be the team. This is going to be the team to beat, guys. Yeah, go team. I'm so happy I brought you guys to get what?
You're dropped from the team?
Get out? Who could replace me?
Turbo Pulsar?
What are you on about? He's only a sub. He's rubbish. Because it is Season 3.
And very true. Well, going on to Turbo, he had just left Mocket. Yeah, so he just left Mocket, and he was on.
Okay, we've done that already, haven't we?
He was on Oh My Dog with a lot and Dogu.
Okay.
I remember Dogu.
I remember a lot.
Do you remember Dogu? He was like on loads of teams. He was on like Kapow, I think, at one point.
That was probably in my dip. It probably wasn't until Gfinity Elite Series 1 that I got fully back into it, really.
If he's not on Kapow, I look like a dickhead. Was never on Kapow.
Oh no, everyone's laughing at you now, mate.
At no point was he on Kapow.
All the comments are like, haha, you thought Dogu was on Kapow.
No, he was on Flying Dutchman. Jesse, Dogu, and Vogan. So he actually went to LAN, mate.
That's impressive. That is impressive.
That's good, that. Good lad.
Yeah, respect, Dogu.
Of course, at that point, though, apart from probably K-Dop, the others were fairly unknown, but I suppose Turbo was also on market, so...
Yeah, it was Season 3 where Turbo sort of rose to prominence. Because he came in for the Northern Gaming, didn't he? Do you know who he replaced? Because I know that he was a sub, but I don't know who the hell he replaced. That's part of the story that I've never been informed about.
Maestro.
It was Maestro, was it?
Yeah, just to sub in because Maestro was doing school stuff.
Oh, and then he smashed it.
Yeah, buddy.
Do you reckon he's still thinking, right, I've got to prove myself, I'm still the sub, and that's what's been driving him on all this time, saying if I play well in just one more RLCS, I am going to be a certified starter. Do you reckon K-Dop and Panda say to him, look, Turbo, if we don't win this one, you're going to go back to the bench. Do you want to go back to the bench, Turbo?
No, I want to be on the main team. I'm a good starter.
Then make sure you don't score own goals in the final this time, okay?
Okay. Right, did you want to talk about anything else to do with Rocket League?
No.
Should we make some predictions about the next 2 years?
Yeah, let's make a few. We've talked a lot about the past, so let's quickly make some predictions, and then we'll say goodbye to all our lovely viewers before we bore them.
About our lives. So, would you like to start? Like what? So, at the time, obviously in 2016, we hadn't made predictions. We've obviously seen what's happened since. I don't think I would have predicted that I would have a TV show. Would you?
No, I wouldn't. So I left my job in whenever it was. When did you say it was? April?
28th of April.
28th of April. And I thought that the Sub Puppet NHG stream, which everybody listening to this, by the way, should be watching every single day because it's
unofficially,
the best stream on Twitch. I thought that would be our only source of income. I thought that would be what we do.
Yeah,
we
that's
stream
why we left
with
our
occasional casting for Gfinity Elite Series. However, since then, I work a lot with Jinx, writing and stuff. You work with Jinx Stumpy, presenting the DDL. We'll probably be doing other stuff with them. There's a lot more strings to other. A lot of casting work's come in for you and me and hosting work for different tournaments. A lot more work has come in, and a lot more varied work has come in than we expected. So I think our worlds right now, both yours and mine, are so volatile that it is unpredictable. However, saying that, I'll try. What do I think or what do I hope?
What do you think?
I think...
So what is your most accurate prediction you think you can make?
I reckon the same thing we've got going on now with an extra 0 on the end of everything.
Go on, I'm in for that. Let's go.
Yeah, baby.
So Rocket League will have 500 million players, right?
Oh, that'd be lovely. Yeah, no, I doubt we'll have that many. I think Rocket League is going to... When South America comes in and the org items that have just been announced have come in, and this is stuff we'll talk about in future podcasts, guys, you know, the Rocket League-y, nitty-gritty stuff is what we'll normally talk about more. With that coming in, I think Rocket League is going to have a second wind, and I think it's going to do all the people that have been chilling around at or near the top of Rocket League, it's going to do us all a lot of good.
What about, so you just think, because you think there's still the second wind of Rocket League about to come, and that will propel us in ways that we can't necessarily predict?
Yeah, so basically, I think the viewing figures are going to go up. I don't think, I'm not going to say that we're going to be on BBC One or anything. I still think we'll be knocking about the same channels.
BBC Two?
Not just yet, maybe BBC Three.
Okay, we've already been on.
We'll be knocking around we have with Gfinity Elite Series. I think we'll still work for the same people, but there'll be a lot more work for those guys.
Okay, I will say, something I'd like to do, I think I'd like to desk host.
I want you to as well. I want you to have the Gibbs role. Yeah. That's what I see you doing best. Your work with Tom Deacon on the Gfinity Elite Series is so good. You are so good. I've said it to you multiple times. You are great on that desk. And that's a hard role. I struggle. I really struggle to find my place, when to jump in, when to shut up, when to make the big joke, when to just say the answer. And you're very natural with that.
Well, yeah, I'd like to do that more. So At the moment, the place where we do it most is the Gfinity Elite Series. So my prediction is going to be a European RLCS studio. Yes. And I like to think that I will take on a role similar to Gibbs.
That's how I see it.
In that I am solely on desk. I'd like it, obviously, any capacity on that desk, whatever. But I'd like to just do the analytical stuff, have the occasional like touchscreeny section where I can really talk stuff through, do some reviews of what's happened previously, and have a very nice, fun, light, rapid Rocket League European RLCS studio. That's my hopeful prediction, because it would just be so good. People have been wanting that for a while.
Yeah, they have. Certainly people in Europe. I think it's already made, really, of the Gfinity Elite Series. Everyone there is ready to step in with those same roles and do quite happy. Yeah, that would be lovely. I'm in for that. Can I join you, please? Can I, like, I don't know. I don't have to do all the work. I'll sort of just cast once a season. Yeah? Deal?
I'll talk to production.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries, mate. So, yeah, hopefully an EU studio for RLCS. If not, then other hosting / desk stuff for other esports, potentially. That'd be quite nice. I don't know what. I'll do it for the superhero games.
Yeah, you'll be right at the front of that wave talking about how overpowered the dairy curdling perk is. Sorry, power is.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so big predictions. Cole, shall we thank our lovely patrons who made this podcast possible?
They did. So we had our target. It was $350 a month, I think, to bring back the podcast. And we hit that. There's a bunch of people who've done smaller amounts, but we're thanking the 12 people who are pledging $20 or more. And Stumpy, should we, do you want to start? And we'll do one lovely name each.
Good plan, I like it. Okay, so starting off with Minty T.
Chris C.
Christopher C.
That's interesting. Callum C.
That's a lot of C's here. Adred.
Boy Legend.
Singular Fish.
Dustin T.
Rainbow Noms.
David N.
Lance T.
And Rymis too. Thank you so much to all of you
guys.
You are, I mean, we know a lot of those names from our community. We purposely used the names that you gave us. So if we knew your nickname using your first name, we didn't say it. And if your nickname was there, we did say it.
Basically, whatever's on there, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But you guys know that we know who you are. So thank you to all of you. You're all amazing. And to everybody watching this, we do recommend checking out our Patreon for $1 a month, which just is... For us, it's good because it gives us a little bit of extra money every month. And you can also see all of our backstage stories and stuff, because Patreon's got its own story thing, which is a great bonus that I didn't know was a thing. And it's really fun.
Neither did I. Yeah, really cool.
And you're really good with social media videos. You've been following your Twitter and Instagram over the years. You're good with them.
I'm still mourning the death of Vine. So yeah, if you guys want to check it out, there'll be a link in the description anyway, but it is patreon.com/subpar, but in HD. Just copy and paste the name from our YouTube channel. Thank you, everybody, for listening. You have been listening to the Subpar Poddy C, which is
unofficially,
the best podcast on the internet. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. We are going to... What are we doing tonight? We are doing a tournament, and we're flying to Vegas tomorrow.
Yeah, Ballistics Brawl tonight, and then Vegas first thing in the morning. So that's a decent schedule, isn't it?
Yeah, everybody get yourself a cup of tea and have a wonderful evening.
Bye. 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 Bye.